Chair and fall down of all of you. Matt, thanks for having me and to the board as well. As Matt said, my name is Ray Rodriguez, and I specialize in multifamily investments throughout the San Fernando Valley. I spend a lot of time focusing in the Sherman Oaks market just because it's a very consistent market and it doesn't quite waver as much as, for example, Panorama City or a Van Nuys market may. So brief history. I went to USC, graduated from there, immediately got into the business. I was very fortunate to be offered an amazing opportunity at a small boutique brokerage in downtown LA and really got a great lesson in commercial real estate and apartment building investments. So I took that over and joined Coldwell Banker Commercial for 2 years, and then worked my way up to a level where I could join Jay's company and operate at a higher level of production. So I've been very blessed, with that. Now, just to kind of give you a quick snapshot of what's going on in the Sherman Oaks market, in 2005, 2006, early 2007, you would see GRMs, gross rent multipliers, 14, 15, 16 times the gross. And the reason that was happening was because, number one, money was very, very easy to come by. Banks were willing to lend very aggressively on those types of properties. And number two, the rental market was consistently growing at a rapid rate. I mean, in some years, a 5% growth, which is awesome. I mean, you don't really see that often. Now, the reason the market has now started to stabilize and even drop, values drop, is because of those same two reasons. Money is now hard to come by, and we're in a recession and we're approaching 10% unemployment. So those rents that speculators or aggressive investors or large investment groups were counting on are now disappearing. So when they look at their spreadsheet and they say, geez, I'm supposed to get $2,000 for this 2-bedroom, 2-bath south of the boulevard in Sherman Oaks, and it's sitting vacant for a month, they sit on that trying to get it, and then another one goes vacant, and then another one. And the reason they're so slow to bring that rent down and adjust to the market, because as soon as they do that, their whole pro forma goes out the window, and suddenly the building's worth a lot less than what it was when they purchased the property. So that's the dilemma out there today. And it's facing large investment groups, and it's also facing your mom and pop investors who trusted a broker that said everything's great out there, pay 15 times the gross. So that's kind of the dilemma I'm seeing in today's market. So what that means is that you've got people who I think have a little bit more foresight and don't want to necessarily be in for the drudge of what's going to happen with the rental market dropping. They're looking to say, hey, look, sell my building, let's sell it now, let's get a respectable price and let's do it quick. Others who look through their pro forma and think they could weather the storm because some of those rents were so low that even if the rental market does come down, when those units go vacant, they still can easily rent them, $250 higher than what they were getting. They're saying, you know what, I think I can get through this. Sherman Oaks is a great market, and I'm always going to have a strong tenant base here. They're going to hang on, and it's basically as simple as that. Really, what you got going right now is rent adjustments and value adjustments, and less money out there to play with, which is stabilizing the market and bringing a GRM, a gross rent multiplier, down to more of a range that I think made more sense again. So, that's pretty much what I've seen out there. The amount of sales that have taken place are significantly down for apartment buildings. When I say apartment buildings, I'm talking about 5 units or more, because that's really what we specialize in. If you're 4 units or less, it's a residential loan, and it's a totally different type of financing scenario. I ran some quick numbers for you guys, and in the last 6 months, apartment buildings built 1950 to 1960, there's been 2 buildings sold. If I go back a year because I had to get any decent numbers, 1960 to 1978, 3 buildings sold. So that just kind of gives you a scope of where things are at. And I just hope that if somebody's in a tight spot and they really need to be realistic about what the situation is, they know that, hey, look, unemployment is approaching 10%. It is going to get worse before it gets better. And if you don't think you can get through that in your investment, it might be a really good time to look about how you could figure out other ways to raise that income, or look at a way to possibly exit if you don't want to be in through that, like I said, drudge part of the market. Anyway, that's my summary. I hope it was helpful. And if there's